Savitri. Book 4, The Book of Birth and Quest. Canto 4, The Quest. The world ways opened before Savitri. At first, a strangeness of new brilliant scenes peopled her mind and kept her body's gaze. But as she moved across the changing earth, a deeper consciousness welled up in her. A citizen of many scenes and climes, each soil and country it had made its home. It took all clans and peoples for her own, till the whole destiny of mankind was hers. These unfamiliar spaces on her way were known and neighbors to a sense within. Landscapes recurred like lost, forgotten fields. Cities and rivers and plains her vision claimed, like slow recurring memories in front. The stars at night were her past's brilliant friends. The winds murmured to her of ancient things. And she met nameless comrades loved by her once. All was a part of old, forgotten selves. Vaguely, or with a flash of sudden hints, her acts recalled a line of bygone power. Even her motion's purpose was not new. Traveler to a prefigured high event, she seemed to her remembering witness soul to trace again a journey often made. A guidance turned the dumb revolving wheels, and in the eager body of their speed, the dim-masked, hooded godheads rode, who move assigned to man immutably from his birth, receivers of the inner and outer law, at once the agents of his Spirit's will and witnesses and executors of his fate. Inexorably faithful to their task, they hold his nature's sequence in their guard, carrying the unbroken thread old lives have spun. Attendants on his destiny's measured walk, leading to joys he has won and pains he has called. Even in his casual steps they intervene. Nothing we think or do is void or vain. Each is an energy loosed and holds its course. The shadowy keepers of our deathless past have made our fate the child of our own acts, and from the furrows labored by our will, we reap the fruit of our forgotten deeds. But since unseen the tree that bore this fruit, and we live in a present born from an unknown past, they seem but parts of a mechanic force, to a mechanic mind tied by earth's laws. Yet are they instruments of a will supreme, watched by a still, all-seeing eye above, a prescient architect of fate and chance, who builds our lives on a foreseen design, the meaning knows and consequence of each step, and watches the inferior stumbling powers. Upon her silent heights, she was aware of a calm presence throned above her brows, who saw the goal and chose each fateful curve. It used the body for its pedestal. The eyes that wandered were its searchlight fires. The hands that held the reins, its living tools. All was the working of an ancient plan, a way proposed by an unerring guide. Across wide noons and glowing afternoons, she met with nature and with human forms, and listened to the voices of the world. Driven from within, she followed her long road, mute in the luminous cavern of her heart, like a bright cloud through the resplendent day. At first, her path ran far through peopled tracts. Admitted to the lion eye of states and theaters of the loud act of man, her carven chariot with its fretted wheels threaded through clamorous marts and sentinel towers, past figured gates and high dream-sculptured fronts, and gardens hung in the sapphire of the skies, pillared assembly halls with armored guards, small fanes where one calm image watched man's life, and temples hewn as if by exiled gods to imitate their lost eternity. Often, from gilded dusk to argent dawn, where jewel lamps flickered on frescoed walls, and the stone lattice stared at moonlit boughs, half conscious of the tardy listening night. Dimly she glided between banks of sleep, at rest in the slumbering palaces of kings. Hamlet and village saw the fate wane pass. Homes of a life bent to the soil it plows, for sustenance of its short and passing days, that transient keep their old repeated course, unchanging in the circle of a sky which alters not above our mortal toil. Away from this thinking creature's burdened hours, to free and griefless spaces now she turned, not yet perturbed by human joys and fears. Here was the childhood of primeval earth. Here timeless musings, large and glad and still. Men had forborne as yet to fill with cares, imperial acres of the eternal sower, and wind-stirred grasslands winking in the sun. Or, mid green musing of woods and rough-browed hills, in the grove's murmurous bee air humming wild, or past the long lapsing voice of silver floods, like a swift hope journeying among its streams, hastened the chariot of the golden bride.